Hi everyone! I've seen a lot of comments on the forums over time about people new to the diet being really concerned about consuming so much fruit. And I've also had requests to do a video on how to overcome a fear of eating a lot of fruit. And I first want to share my experience because when I first started this lifestyle, I had been on a kind of a more high-fat raw diet for the first 6 months, and I got really skinny. I got so skinny just from detoxing a lot of stuff out of my body, and I was still and am still going through a lot of healing. And back then I was really skinny. I actually got down to 88 pounds, and you can tell by looking at my previous videos how thin I really was. So when I first heard about the high carb raw vegan diet, I was a little concerned about consuming so much fruit myself, just because over the years and growing up, you know, you always hear about, oh, eating too much fruit is not good for you, or that it's too much sugar and whatever. So I was a little concerned, but I also knew that so many people were having such great success that I really wanted to try it. So I think in the very beginning I just decided that I was going to do it and I was going to see what happens. If I started gaining a lot of weight or if I started having problems, then I would, you know, reroute and try something different. And so I want to encourage all of you who are really concerned about following this diet and eating so much fruit to just look around and look at the people who are doing this diet long term, all of the people who've been doing it for years, and look at their bodies. Look at how they've transformed and look at how thin and fit they are. And my experience was I actually wanted to gain weight. I wanted to add some extra pounds so that I looked healthier. And that's what happened. Slowly, over a long period of time, I started gaining healthy weight. But it never went past any place that was uncomfortable. When you look at my body now, I'm really healthy. I'm not fat, and I'm not super skinny. I'm like the perfect weight for my size. And my weight always stays the same. If it fluctuates between 1 and 2 pounds, maybe 3 maximum. It's never anything that's a problem. It's never more weight than my body can handle. It's always just the right amount. So if eating a lot of fruit was going to make people fat, we'd all be fat. All of us fruit eaters who live on mostly fruit all day long, we'd be fat, and we're not. And so that's got to say something. That's got to show you that eating fruit does not make you fat. If you have excess weight, you're going to lose it. If you need to gain weight, if you're underweight, yes, you're going to gain, like I did. But it's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. So if you think that I look fat, well then, your philosophy of what fat is a little skewed. Look at Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers has a point system, and they give certain points to foods that are good and bad. The bad foods are much higher in points, which means you have to limit the bad foods that you eat when you're on the Weight Watchers diet. However, they've changed their philosophy about fruits and vegetables, and they've given fruits and vegetables 0 points. Which means that you can eat fruits and vegetables all day long and still be successful on their program. Well, you can be successful on a high-carb, raw vegan diet, eating all the fruits you care for all day long and not have a problem. So if Weight Watchers gives fruits and vegetables 0 points, that should also give you some courage and some comfort to know that you're not going to get fat eating this way. Another bonus for all of you out there, if you know Harley, who's also known as Durian Rider, he has $10,000 up for anybody who gets fat eating a 100% low-fat raw vegan diet. If you look at the animal farming industry and the way that they make the animals big is by giving them grains. Cows are grass eaters. They just eat grass all day, but when you give them grains, they expand in size dramatically. And that's what makes most people gain weight. Eating grains adds weight to the body. If you want to be concerned about consuming too much of something, it would be more about consuming too many grains and too much processed foods and fats. And since the low-fat, high-carb, raw vegan diet does not contain any grains, does not contain a high amount of fat, and does not contain any processed foods, so eating this way, you really have nothing to lose except if you have excess weight. You definitely will end up losing that. If you're underweight, you're likely going to gain because this diet is going to make you the perfect size. If you're still uncomfortable with the concept but you really want to follow the diet, my advice would be to try the diet out for a month and see what happens. Then after the first month, if you're doing okay and you're feeling really good, then go for another month and keep going that way. No matter what, the more fruits and vegetables you eat, the better you're going to feel, the better you're going to look. Everything about your life is going to be better because fruits and vegetables are what help us to thrive and be healthy. So don't fear the fruit. Fruit is so good for you, it's so nutritious, it's so delicious, it's just the perfect food. It's got all the vitamins and nutrients and perfect amount of fats and proteins. It digests so easily, it's great for your skin, it's going to make you more youthful, more beautiful, it's going to make your body more beautiful. So don't be afraid of fruit. Fruit is your friend. So eat up, enjoy, and have great health.